Hello traders, Pecanzington from GoldMedalPennyStocks here today, and I want to talk to you about the stock chart for PTOO, PTOO Incorporated, which is an OTCBB traded stock. Basically, the company makes apps. More specifically, they make the PTOO app, which can be found on, I believe, iOS devices as well as Android devices. I downloaded it on my iPhone, and it's a pretty cool little app. It looks like it's currently in development, trying to find more businesses to run discounts and promotions through it. In my area there weren't too many, but it seems like it's popping in some certain areas, so this could be definitely a pretty big app in the future. It looks really cool. So chart wise, what I want to talk to you about would be the RSI. First off, you notice that it's at 56.23 for the 14 period RSI, which is what's considered to be in the buy zone, because it's between 50 and 70, which is this zone right here. That's generally where it's considered to be a buy signal. Another thing we want to point out here is that the 5-period RSI has crossed over. Sorry, it's a really bad circle. The 5-period RSI has crossed over the 14-period RSI, which is another bullish signal. Generally, it's considered to be a buy signal, and you can see that both are still trending up here. So that's a good sign that we're continuing to see strength here, and PTOO is still being bought. Good short-term momentum here. The next thing I want to point out here is that if you look at this chart, just kind of look at the volume by price over here. You'll notice that. And that's this over here I'm drawing kind of. You'll notice that there's a lot of green volume here, and barely any red, as you can see over here. That is a huge sign of accumulation. There's almost no selling off. All the selling here has been on relatively low volume compared to the high volume green days here, as you can see by days like this, where the price per share was actually hovering around $1.36 a share. And currently, and on low volume, we sold off to $1.06. So since the sell-off was on low volume, and there's been a lot of high volume green days, that means that the shares are being accumulated, and we're not really seeing dilution or dumping or anything like that by any means. It's just being accumulated, and this downside here means nothing. We should quickly bounce back up. So the other thing I want to point out here would be that our Bollinger Bands are kind of starting to pinch back together here, so we could see some increased volatility here soon as these pinch together, and it looks pretty symmetrical, so that's a good sign that volatility is on the way. Another indicator I like here is the 50-day moving average, and you can see that that's currently at $1.14, and we're very, very close to breaking above that. So with a break of that 50-day moving average, that's going to trip a lot of technical scanners, and we're going to find a lot of interest there from technical traders. Another thing to point out would be that the MACD is curling up, and we're looking for this signal line crossover here. So in that crossover, there's going to be full-on bullish breakout signal, and as you can see, it's currently in progress. It looks like it's about to happen soon. The next thing worth pointing out is the OBV and Accum Disc line. They're in agreement. They're both shooting up, and that's a good sign that the volume is relevant here, that the shares are being accumulated, and it's relevant because the volume is there to back it up. So major accumulation here, which is also pointed out by the CMF here. As you can see, currently in bullish territory. 0.2 is considered very bullish. 0.4 is considered extremely bullish. And as you can see, when the prices were really high, at $1.36-ish, we had 0.5 and beyond for CMF, which is the Chaikin money flow. Again, a huge retail accumulation indicator. Currently sitting at 0.156, so we're about to cross over into that very bullish 0.2 plus range. So CMF looking really good. A lot of accumulation here. Williams percent R has dipped into the overbought category, which this is one indicator we actually like to see being overbought. Short-term momentum is basically is what this indicator measures, and when it's consistently on the overbought range, so it's like fluctuating, in this little, kind of like this in this little area, that's what we want to see. So if we come back down on a little consolidation and bounce right back up, that's what we want to see out of this indicator, that we can consistently stay into the overbought category. Now with the ADX here, that goes along with the PAR-STAR, which is these little blue dots down here. It's created by the same guy. Basically, they kind of determine the trend. The PAR-STAR dots determine the trend direction. So if they're underneath the price per share like they currently are, it's a bullish trend. if they're on top of the price per share, it's considered a bearish trend. So as you can see, it's underneath the price per share, which agrees with the ADX right now, as the ADX measures trend strength. So we can see that the plus DI line, which is this green one here, is currently sitting high above the ADX and minus DI line, and so we have a bullish trend, which is confirmed again with the PARSAR and the plus DI line, and then our ADX line is actually sitting at 29.13 and still trending up. As you can kind of see there, it's pretty faint, but you can still see that it is trending up. And 29 is considered to be a relevant trend. You know, it is relevant. So we do have a definite proven bullish trend here that's worth keeping an eye on. Another thing I want to point out really quickly here is that the TRIX, which is another short-term momentum indicator, is also spiking up here. And again, we're looking at that bullish crossover. Things are looking great here. So chart-wise, really liking what I'm seeing. Ton of accumulation, you know, especially in recent days, we're seeing a lot more volume coming in here. So we want to keep our eyes on this, as people are definitely loading shares here, and the volume by price is telling us that shares were accumulated a lot higher. You know, people that have bought the stock at $1.36 probably haven't sold yet because there hasn't been a massive sell-off by any means. So a lot of those higher holders are probably hanging on to shares to try to look to get out with either profits or at least even. So a break of this 50-day moving average is going to be crucial at $1.14, and we're looking at some major upside out of this fairly new issue here. So keep your eyes on PTOO tomorrow, PTOO Incorporated. Thanks for watching. I'm not a professional financial advisor, so please, this video is only for entertainment purposes. Do not base a buy or sell decision based on anything I said or showed you in this video. Thank you for watching. I can't be held responsible. Good luck. Full-on bullish breakout signal.